In the beginning of the story, everything seems simple. A man gets his car cleaned and pays the worker with a larger note, expecting to receive his change back. But what should have been a normal everyday moment quickly turns into a lesson about how fragile trust has become. Instead of returning with the change, the cleaner disappears without a trace, leaving the man standing there, confused, disappointed, and a little hurt. It's not even about the money, it's about the feeling of being taken advantage of when all he did was show a bit of kindness. And just when he tries to brush it off, hoping it was a one-time experience, the same situation repeats itself with another person. Again, the money is taken. Again, the trust is broken. Slowly, that simple act of trying to help turns into a reminder that not everyone values honesty the same way. It creates a shadow of doubt in his mind, making him question whether genuine people even exist anymore. And this sets the emotional tone for everything that follows, because before meeting the right person, he first had to experience the wrong ones, so that the difference would be impossible to ignore. While the girl displays her arrogance, the guard stands there with calm professionalism, showing that his duty matters more than someone's status or attitude. He doesn't raise his voice, doesn't show irritation, and doesn't let her insults shake his composure. Instead, he explains gently that the rules aren't made for a specific group, they are made for everyone, without exception. His job is to ensure safety, and he treats every individual the same, whether they are a regular visitor or the boss's girlfriend. This moment highlights his integrity, because it would have been easy for him to step back and avoid conflict just to protect his own job. But he chooses honesty over convenience. He chooses responsibility over fear. Even when she tries to intimidate him, he sticks to the principle that fairness is non-negotiable. His approach reflects something rare, a commitment to doing the right thing, even when someone tries to break the rules using power or influence. His calmness becomes a quiet strength, showing that true professionalism doesn't require aggression, it requires consistency, respect, and courage. And in that simple moment, he proves that dignity doesn't come from authority, it comes from character. As the guard continues doing his job with patience, the girl quickly realizes that her attitude alone isn't enough to stop him. Instead of calming down or cooperating, she chooses a far more manipulative path. She pretends to be offended, acting as though the guard has crossed a personal boundary simply by performing a routine check. Her expressions shift dramatically, fear, anger, and false vulnerability all mixed together as she creates a scene big enough to draw attention. And then, without wasting a second, she calls her boyfriend, twisting the situation into something completely different. She accuses the guard of harassment, portraying herself as the victim in a story she invented on the spot. But she doesn't stop there. To make her lie believable, she secretly slips a stolen item into the guard's pocket and then claims he tried to steal from the store. It's a deliberate setup, crafted to destroy his credibility and save her own image. She counts on her boyfriend blindly trusting her, assuming her charm is enough to make him take her side without question. In that moment, her manipulation reaches its peak, showing how far some people are willing to go to protect their ego. A lie may travel fast, but truth always catches up. At first, the boyfriend walks into the scene completely convinced that his girlfriend could never do anything wrong. He sees her scared expression, hears her emotional accusations, and without thinking twice, he turns on the guard. In his mind, the situation is simple. The woman he loves is the victim, and the guard is the villain. But deep inside, there's a small hesitation, a tiny doubt created by the guard's calm insistence that he's innocent. That doubt grows when the guard mentions the security cameras. Cameras have no emotions, no biases, no favorites, they simply show the truth. And truth has a way of demanding to be seen. When the boyfriend finally reviews the footage, everything becomes painfully clear. He watches his girlfriend slip the necklace into the guard's pocket. He sees her pretending to be harassed. He witnesses her turning a harmless situation into a dangerous lie. The shock hits him, not just because she stole, but because she betrayed his trust and used him as a shield for her wrongdoing. The guard, the one who stood firm for honesty, is proven right without saying a word. The boyfriend's world shifts in that instant, because the camera doesn't just expose her actions, it exposes her character. Eyes can lie, but evidence never does. Realizing the truth, the boss finds himself trapped in a complicated situation. On one hand, he's furious at the betrayal. His own girlfriend tried to set up an innocent guard. On the other hand, he knows that calling the police would drag his name into the scandal, and everyone would question why his partner was stealing from his store. His reputation, his business, and his credibility would all be at risk. That's when the guard quietly steps forward with a suggestion. Despite everything that happened, he isn't vengeful. He isn't angry. He simply wants justice without creating chaos. His idea is practical, calm, and surprisingly considerate. Handle the matter internally, without turning it into a public mess. The boss listens, realizing that the guard is not only honest but also wise enough to think beyond his own hurt. Instead of destroying her life, the guard offers a path where she faces the consequences without dragging anyone else down. It's a moment that shows true strength, not in punishing someone, but in choosing dignity over revenge. The guard's solution protects the store, spares the boss's reputation, and still ensures the girl is confronted with the reality of her actions. Wisdom speaks loudest when anger stays silent. In the end, everything settles into a clarity that couldn't be seen in the chaos of the moment. The girl, who once walked in with pride and entitlement, now stands exposed in front of the very people she thought she could fool. Her lies, her manipulation, her arrogance, everything she built to protect herself collapses the moment the truth steps into the light. The boss, heartbroken and disappointed, realizes that trust can be broken not by strangers, but by the ones closest to us. The guard, who endured humiliation and false accusations, doesn't celebrate her downfall. Instead, he simply stands with quiet dignity, proving that honesty requires no defense. It speaks for itself. The girl, left alone to face the consequences of her own actions, learns the harsh reality that shortcuts built on lies only lead to dead ends. She thought her status would save her, but in the end, it only made her fall harder. And as she watches the guard return to his duty, calm, steady, and respected, she finally understands the value of character over convenience. Her downfall becomes a reminder that no matter how well a lie is crafted, it can never outlast the strength of truth. In the end, truth doesn't just win, it reveals.